Hello everyone, warm good morning to all of you. Would like to welcome to all of you. Hope you all are good and fine. So, uh, in this session, we'll discuss democracy, the concept of democracy, and we are a lucky generation that in this year of election got a good chance to revise the concept of democracy. Hope you all are in the mood of celebrating this year of elections. So I expect from all of you that you should participate in the political your franchise right to vote. So with this moment, let's start our discussion on democracy with respect to our examination like SSB, PGT, TGT, DSSB, UGC NET and CUET. Because political science, the examination, each and every examination include the concept of democracy. So our main focus that we will discuss the concept of democracy. Before that, we'll try to cover the MCQ, the previous year question, and on basis of that try to revise few of the concept which are going to be very important. Okay, so on this note, let's start. Okay guys, so democracy, as I said, so first we'll discuss the previous year question. On basis of interpretations of it, we'll try to focus and revise the major uh, theory and the type of democracy thinker and their contribution. Hope you all agree with this point. So without delay, let's start our discussion. First we'll discuss the previous year question of this democracy. So first question in front of you, uh, this was the question of SSB 2023. Okay, SSB 2023 question is that a concept that concentrate on refining the familiar framework for of liberal democracy is known as option A procedural democracy, B representative democracy, C people's democracy, D deliberative democracy. So the answer, so liberal democracy familiar framework. So answer of this question, option, hope you all know what is the answer. Option D is the answer. Okay, option D is the answer. And most of people make wrong this question in the examination, including me also. So here our focus to discuss the form of democracy: liberal democracy, deliberative democracy, then constitutional democracy, participative democracy, types of participative democracy, dependent democracy. So we need to focus that thing, and there is require a good conceptual clarity, because this question regularly are seen in our examination. So the familiar framework of liberal democracy is known as what? Deliberative democracy. Okay, so do remember that thing, deliberative democracy. Moving to the next question, the increasing rate of political participation among the masses is seen as a threat to democracy. No, political participation is a positive, it's a optimistic idea, it's a the good symbol for society. So option A is eliminate. Then option C, aid impediment to social change, a factor leading anarchy. No, it is for the democracy. Okay, so why the democracy? Because political participation, like we are going to participate, we are will do our political participation by right to vote. Okay, so right to vote. Okay, so the rate of political participation will be improve the condition of democracy. Moving to the next question. Okay, which of the followings are the feature of democracy? Okay, feature of democracy: democracy require political equality. Correct. All citizens must be entitled to share stand for election regardless of race, sex, color and religions. That means it's the our political rights. Okay, the political rights, right to contest in elections. Then option C, all citizens must possess a vote. That means universal adult franchise. Can anyone tell me that under which amendment there is a mention of the universal adult franchise from 21 age to 18 years? Okay, 18. Hope you know. So please remember the 61 amendment. Okay, so I will let you know this kind of important factual information. Okay, So it is very important. Okay. Then option D, political equality means one person one vote. Okay, one vote one value. Okay, that is how political equality. That means like rich people and poor people have a same value of the votes. Okay, so what is the answer? So all are correct. So option D is correct. Okay, option D is correct. So it's very good question and legitimate question. And future of democracy, so we should know about the future of democracy. What is a political equality? What does it mean by universal franchise? Okay, and what does it mean by our the what the articles, the 326. Okay, article 326 talks about universal franchise. Okay, so the universal franchise article 326. Okay, 326, please remember. Okay, and one thing guys, right to vote. Okay, we are like all have a right to vote. Right to vote, those are from the age of above the 18 years. So let me know, right to vote is comes under which constitutional right or legal right? Okay, constitutional right or legal right? Okay, so please try to like google it. Okay, it is very important. Then moving to the next question, adjacent rejection questions. Let me clear one thing. Although the question in SSB are not in the form of adjacent and region based question, but these questions are based on conceptual in nature and concept clarity need for our examination. So that's why I pick out those questions from UGCNet for our SSB also. So of adjacent in India, democracy has already been granted by elite, and but the elite had the monopolized power for the decades. Okay, so in India, democracy are have already been granted by elite. Okay, elite in the sense like the few people. Like in our India democracy, all people not exercise the power. Their representative are in parliament or state legislature. They exercise on behalf of the people. So it is elite is clear. Okay, option first is clear. Then revolution is now passing through polling booth. That means revolution by any kind of change in term of the participation of people, change in term of the government. Okay, change in term of the nature of the participation. So it is done by whom? The polling booth, or we can say that through the electoral process. Okay, so both statement here correct. So option B is the answer. So what, why I am providing the answer with this question? Because my understanding of presenting before you the to understand that what we need to cover. Okay, so we need to cover the democracy, its concept, its meaning, its different theory and the thinker. Okay, that is main argument here. So answer of this question is option B, that A and R both are true and R is not the correct explanation of A. Okay, ठीक ଅଛି. Okay, moving to the next question. Which of the following is reflected in the phenomena of representation? Okay, phenomena of the representation. Option A, great hope during the an election campaigns. Option B, great appreciation for the work of government in office. No. Great promise from the repentant democracy and great challenge from the liberalization, privatization, globalization. It's not related. So representation, when you talk about phenomena of representation, how this representation phenomena or event with respect to representation is organized through the election campaign. Okay, through the election campaign, the political party are showing the representations. Political party create involving a political event. Okay, so like you might have across with the manifesto. Okay, political party release their manifesto. So this manifesto shows the under which basis they are represented. Okay, on the which basis they are going to represent. Okay, so how they showing the representative. Okay, so phenomena of representative, that is how election campaign is a tool for the phenomena of representation. Okay, so that is the main idea here. Option A is the answer. Okay, so moving to the next question. Okay, so question, who among the following emphasized that liberal democracy as a political apparatus means the tool. Okay, liberal democracy as a political tool would ensure accountability of the governors to the governed. That means governor means what? The ruler means what? The representative, our representative, and governor means the people who ruled. Okay, so ruler and who ruled is people and ruler is rule. Okay, so who considered that thing? Liberal democracy is a political tool which ensure the accountability of our representative to the whom, obviously people. So option A J.S. Mill, option B John Locke, option C Jeremy Bentham, option D Jean-Jacques Rousseau. Okay, so Jean-Jacques Rousseau, you can eliminate Jean-Jacques Rousseau, cannot be the answer because he support the your participative democracy or direct democracy. Okay, direct democracy. Then coming to the ABC, so it's very contested question, and option C is the answer according to the UGC net. Okay, according to the UGC net. So please remember this statement can be frame in our examination. I will simply say that for the statement based question I will providing a the proper table that will helpful to you remember. Okay, can be asked. So moving to the next question, and answer of this question option C, like Jeremy Bentham. Moving to the next question, the participation need to be informed and organized. That means what? The participation means what? The participation need to be informed and organized. Any kind of you taking the decision or action in the parliament, that must be informed to the people, that must be organized in nature. That means it's systematically and structural way arranged, and participation of the people, like our representative going to participate, and that participation should be informed with respect to any policy and any decision making to the government. For example, a MLA, from any constituency of Odisha are represented in the legislature, and the participation should be informed under which basis the MLA raising a public policy, the people should be know. Okay, that is how participation need to be informed, that on the basis that they will be participate in the election process or right to vote they will show. Then moving to the next, representative democracy does not mean that most vulnerable in society will part of the decision making. So it is correct. So what is the answer? Both are correct, but there is no correct explanation. Answer is basically option B. Okay, we all know the answer, but we have to understand that this kind of conceptual or twist and tossed question can be seen. So you need to be very prepared. This concept of democracy, its idea, its concept, and it's a different thing. Okay, moving to the next, and we have already this question was very interesting because we have already discussed which among the following is instrument of direct democracy are functional in Switzerland. So let me remember that in comparative politics, we have discussed the Switzerland, the China political system, USA political system, then UK political system. Okay, so there we discussed the different elements of Switzerland, that we have discussed this thing, lastments, referendum, initiative, recall. Okay, so these all are part of the Switzerland. Okay, so the answer of this question is option D. Okay, so answer is basically option D. Okay, so if you have not covered the comparative politics, go and explore the playlist in our channel. There will discuss the all topic with respect to comparative politics mentioned in the syllabus. So it's a good opportunity for you. Those are not to cover the comparative politics, please go and watch. Still you have a time because our exam is going to conduct very soon. Okay, so be serious to your examination. Moving to the next question, which one of the following concept has not been used by C.B. Macpherson? Okay, let me explain. C.B. Macpherson is a socialist political the direct democratic supporter thinker, and he basically talks about two concept, that option A developmental democracy, associational capacity, extractive capacity, cultural democracy. So you need to find which is not. Okay, so from the option you need to find which is basically not. Okay, which is not. So the answer of this question, the option is not appropriately mentioned. So let me clarify to you. B, associational capacity, cultural capacity is not highlighted by C.B. Macpherson, but developmental democracy and extractive democracy, this concept highlighted by C.B. Macpherson. So we will discuss the book of C.B. Macpherson, what does it mean, the developmental and extractive capacity. Okay, why he criticized the Western democracy, all things will discuss. So we will mark a note of it. We will discuss that thing. Moving to the next question. Okay, so answer of this question is basically what you mark the B and D. Okay, B and D is the answer of this democracy based question. Okay, moving to the next. A democracy is more than a form of government, is a mode of associated living. Who said this? Jawaharlal Nehru, John Locke, John Dewey, and Gandhi. So this statement present what? Democracy is not a form of government, but it is a way of life. Way of life. That how people should live. What should be the right approach to live a people? Who said this statement? Okay, so it's the answer is option C, John Dewey. Okay, so the objective of this question that we need to cover the special statement with respect to democracy can be possible in our SSB examination. So that's our objective. Please make a note of it, and you also try to learn few of the statement which is important for our examination. Okay, so moving to the next question. Region and adjacent based question. So adjacent constitutional democracy is an incomplete theory of democracy, and as it blocks the way of a genuine alternative. Okay, so it is block the way of a genuine alternative. So here answer is basically option B. A is false and R is true. So it is not an incomplete, it is a complete theory of democracy, as it blocks the way of a genuine alternative. So we will discuss that thing, that what does it mean by constitutional democracy, how it is understood by the thinker like R.N. Lispot. Okay, what are the different book written on the constitutional democracy, and which country practice it. Does India follow the constitutional democracy or not? Okay, what are the principle? All the things we'll discuss. Okay, so this is guys all about your previous year question. With this time, like with this limited time, we discuss all the important question. And here we have noticed, but your lecture is not finished here, don't worry. Here you have noticed that we need to focus the types of democracy, then it's like nature of the democracy, then we have to focus the statement by different thinker. Okay, okay, so that is basically very important for examination. That is what our interpretation. So you can also use this method. For example, if you try to cover any topic at your own end, then you can just select the important question of from this topic and try to analyze the question, and accordingly you can cover the topic. Okay, so you should study, but your study should be systematic, like we have covered the PYQ and switch to our theory. So let's start our discussion. But before starting our discussion, would like to request to all guys, please subscribe our YouTube channel. Okay, please subscribe our YouTube channel if you have not subscribed, and share with your friend, because they are not aware about it, they will also get benefit out of it. Okay, and please like our channel as a mark of your attendance, and please also press the bell icon that you will not miss any kind of video, because this like 2 month or 1.5 month, it's very crucial for you if you really want to crack your SSB or be it your PGT, that you are going to be this time the government lecture, that you should stay with us, because we are like in a right way and right direction. And also join our Telegram ID. So let's start. I am not taking your too much time. So let's start. The first you should discuss the lesson outcome, because what we basically cover on under this theory part. Okay, your previous year question all discussed. Okay, don't think that lecture is stop here. Your lecture is just going to be start our the objective of this session. So we will discuss the lesson outcome, what we will cover in these sessions. Okay, so first we will discuss the introduction, the democracy, then the types of democracy, then we will discuss the statement on democracy like evidence, John Dewey, James Bryce. So what they said regarding the democracy. Okay, then we will also discuss the principle of democracy. What are the principle of democracy? So hope you all agree with this point. Okay, so let's start our discussion. First, introduction. So as all we know that in so many times we have discussed, or you have discussed from your school to college, that concept of democracy has prevailed since ancient Greek. That means from Aristotle, Plato, democracy concept are there, but it is different to the contemporary times. So the concept of democracy uh, in ancient times and the contemporary time are different concept. Okay, ठीक ଅଛି. Then it comes from the Greek word, and Herodotus used the first time this term. Okay, so they can simply ask the question, guys, that who used the term democracy for the first time. It's Herodotus. Okay, and from which word it comes? The Greek word. We all know, because sometimes this small question are found in our examination. Then what are the principle of democracy? So it's very easy that unity in diversity. Like India is a democratic country, we have a diversity, different religion, different language, different ethnicity, okay, different culture. So it is still India is represent a unity also and diversity. And tolerance, we have a freedom of speech and expressions. Okay, each and everyone allowed to speak what they want to speak with a proper rational and the logical way. Okay, that is how the tolerations. Then political participation and equality and liberty and fraternity. So these are the principle of the democracy. Okay, then we will move to the nature of the democracy. Okay, so what is the nature of democracy? Okay, let me change the color, appropriate color for you. Okay, nature of democracy. So one is procedural democracy, another one is the substantive democracy. Through the example we will try to understand what is this, what does it mean. So procedural democracy values the periodical elections without welfare of the people. Procedural democracy means what? Based only on the process or the institutional and democracy. Say for example, if I talk about each 5 years, okay, every 5 years there is a elections. Okay, election for our selecting the government. Okay, selecting the government, and that election should be based on fair and free manner, that each and everyone can contest in election and people have a right to participate, have the political equality. But there is no any kind of welfare in, we can't see any kind of welfare or the development. Okay. So for example, if only each and every 5 year election is conducted, but there is no development, there is no public policy, say for example there is no scheme of Monrega, no scheme of National Food Security Act. Without these, only conducting the election each and 5 years, that will be known as procedural democracy, which limited to the process or the procedure only. That is how the procedural democracy. Moving to the next question, you can connect the election times is known as a procedural democracy. Then moving to the next question, substantive democracy. Ensure realization of the democratic value by people with socio-economic democracy. Substantive democracy means what? Socio-economic democracy. That means that the people should have the right to work. Okay, the people should have live life with dignity. Say for example that in society there is no any kind of caste discriminations, there is no any kind of the inequality. Okay, inequality in the sense that rich people and poor people should get their due. If someone is poor, they should get the different the welfare scheme, like getting ration or getting the work in 100 day in Monrega, getting the nutrition from the National Food Security Act. So these are the welfare policy for the government that ensure the economic democracy. And social democracy means no people can be discriminated on the basis of race, caste, color, language and different thing. Say for example, if you will see, the people are now discriminated on the basis of religions. To eliminate the discrimination on the basis of religion, that will be known as what? Your the substantive democracy. That means the democracy exists in the day-to-day life of the peoples. Okay. The people could able to live a life with dignity. Okay, that is substantive form of democracy. Hope you understand. So this thing clear, procedural democracy and substantive democracy. ठीक है जी? Okay, fine. So moving to the next, the
types of democracy. Here we will discuss the participatory democracy, representative democracy, deliberative democracy, constitutional democracy. Okay, because as we have already, why we discuss the type of democracy, because we have already seen the question with respect to the type of democracy. So let's start. So participatory democracy, direct concern of the people, okay, with the political aspect. Okay, under the direct democracy, people are take participation in the political affair directly. And Switzerland and Gram Sabha in India is example of the direct democracy. Switzerland can be considered as the example of direct democracy. And Gram Sabha in India, like we are the people from village, we have experience that how Gram Sabha uh, like organized at a different period of times and take the decision with respect to any policy and program in the village. That is how Gram Sabha is an example of the participatory democracy. Okay, principle like referendum. What does it mean by referendum? We have already discussed in our comparative politics, so you should refer that. Initiative, recall, and lessonsment, that is the open ballot system related to the Switzerland. Okay, Switzerland. Okay, open ballot system related to the Switzerlands. Then proponent, they can simply ask the question that who is the proponent to the representative democracy. They are Rousseau, Carol Patman, Benjamin Barber, Amartya Sen, Nancy Fraser, and C.B. Markson. Okay, so these are the scholar belongs to the participatory form of the democracy. So please make note of it, because they can ask the question that who among the following belong to the participatory democracy. So if it is clear, the participatory democracy, or also known as the direct democracy, then we'll switch to the representative democracy. Okay, representative democracy, that election is a key tool of it. Okay, representative democracy means what? That through the election we select our representative who act on the behalf of the people. That is representative democracy. Then under the representative democracy, people govern indirectly. Okay, people govern indirectly, not directly. Okay, because someone taking the decision on the behalf of us, that is people govern indirectly. Okay, and majoritarian rule and toleration is merely observed. Okay, so do remember this point, because I going to clear you that how the representative democracy is different from the deliberative democracy or liberal democracy. Because in representative democracy, the majoritarian rule are core. Majoritarian rule is the core. Say for example, uh, any law or passed in our parliament, any law are passed in parliament, then it is passed on basis or enactment on basis of the majority of the political party. That means here there is the minority are not taken into consider. Okay, or say for example in elections, the people, the candidate who secure the highest majority, highest vote with respect to their election poll or booth, they will be considered the elected. That means the majority are prevail here. That is how representative democracy, majoritarian rule is the key of the representative democracy. Because why I am letting to know you. Okay, as we have already discussed, the familiar framework for liberal democracy is known as what? So it is not a representative democracy. Why it is not a liberal democracy? Because liberal democracy is believe in idea of toleration, but your representative democracy which promote the idea of majoritarian. That means if majority in support, then it is okay. Minority no longer be heard here. So that is the answer is deliberative democracy, and it is not the representative democracy. So let's understand together liberal democracy and deliberative democracy. Okay, how liberal democracy and deliberative democracy are understood in together. So let's deliberative democracy. So deliberative democracy not a type but a form of democracy. So be remember, your deliberative democracy, it's not a type but it's a form of democracy, and it equivalent to the liberal democracy. How? As both agree on toleration and discussion, debate, idle speech situation. Okay, so in deliberative democracy, the discussion, the decisions are taken on basis of deliberation, discussion, debate, dialogue, ideal speech situation, okay, and inclusivist, okay. The minority people interest are also taken to consider, okay. So, although, but the thing is that uh, interest may or may not be hot, but at least their concept are taken. Say for example, how deliberative democracy work. So for example, there is a policy called like say for example Monerega, okay. Monerega Monerega is a but it's a scheme, okay. It's a rural development scheme, okay. Okay, so before like reformulate the scheme of Monerega, there was a discussion, deliberation and dialogue, okay, with people, okay. People welcome to have a any kind of suggestion with respect to this scheme, their message to these schemes. It is different that whether their idea or their opinion are included in the scheme or not. At least a proper dialogue or proper debate are organized under this scheme, and deliberate democracy believe in that idea, okay. Even if minority section are not in the power, but they are allowed to basically participate in the process by giving them the chance to express their opinion. Say for example, another example, it will let you clear how it work. Like in last in yesterday, I have a released a poll, okay. I have a released a poll. There I mentioned the different option with respect to the content development of our YouTube or of our like this series of the YouTube video, okay. Content development, and you guys allow to express your opinion, uh, like what you need to development from my sides, and you provide your answer XYZ, and that is deliberations, that is discussion, that is the debate in which the people are allowed to express their view, and it is up to me, okay. It is up to me that whether I will accept your opinion or not. That is the not a matter of concern, but the liberty or toleration must be there, in which the people or the public can express their opinion. So that is the deliberation or deliberative democracy, okay. That is a simple example where simply you can remember discussion, debate, idle speech situation are part of it, and it is known as also liberal democracy, because in liberal democracy we can found this feature, okay. So the proponent of your deliberate democracy, they are like Henner and John Rawls and Georgian Habermas, okay. So this is all about your deliberate democracy and how it is related to the liberal democracy, okay. Then constitutional democracy believe in the power sharing with the distinct ethnic groups, okay. Institutional strategic accommodation of interest of all sections. In constitutional democracy, the the distinct ethnic group are also included in the decision making process. Say for example, like in India, okay. In India, parliament represent the wish of different section of the people, be it your like Hindu, Muslims, so different section of leader are represented in the parliament. So that is how the power sharing with the different the religions or from different states also people are participate. That is the example of the power sharing with the distinct ethnic groups. And here the institutional strategic accommodation of interest means that, say for example, in your northeastern state, the ADC, autonomous district council, tribal, okay, tribal area, they have autonomous district council that they can independently exercise their uh, the regional affairs, their marital affairs, their privacy, and no one is going to interfere in their the private lives. So that is how the constitutional democracy, which provide autonomy to the minority the ethnic regional groups. Okay, and they believe the idea of autonomy, pluralistic, multicultural in the sense that the like within a country there are different religion, different language based society, different cultures. Okay, so different ethnic community are exist and they are allowed to freely express their uh, like opinion and different things. Okay, so it against, we can say that it is against the majoritarian system where the majority violates the right of the minority. Okay, hope you able to connect it. So the country where this practice, this can be asked, so Netherlands, your like a European country. Okay, Austria and India also, as I provide the example, Malaysia, Colombia, South Africa, these are example where the constitutional democracy is being practiced. Then the scholar who the like propagate this idea, RN Lispot. Okay, RN Lispot. So on this note, like we have discussed the types of democracy so far. So the participatory democracy, representative democracy, deliberative democracy. So yes, this is your like type of democracy we have discussed. Okay, so as I mentioned, these are the types. Now I will switching to the last, not the least, the slide, the thinker and the contributions. Okay, with respect to democracy. So first, like you will see David held. Okay, David held six model of democracy. Okay, he gave six model of democracy in his book Model of Democracy. So you need to remember this thing. Okay, then moving to the John Dew argue that a democracy is a way of government. Okay, way of government. A democracy is more than a form of government. That means way of government, primarily a mode of associated living and the coherent communicated experience. What does it mean? Okay, John Dew, democracy is way of government. Democracy is not a like sorry, democracy is not a the form of government, but it is a way of life, that how people do in their day-to-day life. Okay, and that should be based on what mode of associated living. Like Aristotle also talks that man is a social animal and they should live in a associated community. Okay, so man should live in a associated community and should interact with each other, having proper interactions and cohesions among the people required for maintaining the stability and a proper understanding in the society. For example, we are preparing for SSB examination, then we should like our way of living should be based on associated life, that we concern from each others. Okay, if someone are not able to get the this question solved, okay, or not get any kind of study material, then we should help that persons and other will be helped in same way. So that is how associated living, we maintain a order, we create a social cohesions. Okay, that is how the concept of the way of living, and you can also apply this thing according to John Dew in our the day to day life. That is how democracy is a way of living. Okay, not a form of government. Okay, moving to the next, Jochen Habermas, like the legitimation crisis concept, theory of communicative action, idle speech situation. Okay, so these are concepts given by Jochen Habermas. What they portrayed here argue that policy and decisions should be based on discourse with a inclusivity, rational dialogue with respect to idle speech situation, free and open participation. It will avoid the legitimate crisis. Okay, similar concept we have already discussed, the deliberate democracy, that people should include in the process of decision making by including their opinion or the open discussions, freedom of speech without coercion and the power. Okay, without coercion and the power. Okay, so that is the basically the concept of the idle speech situation, in which each and every individual are allowed to freely express their view. Moving to the next, RN Lisport wrote a book, Electoral Systems and Party System and Politics of Accommodation. So can be asked. Then James Bryce's statement, democracy is the rule of the people expressing their sovereign will through the votes. Okay, so that is James Bryce statement can be asked. Then C.B. Marperson wrote a book, The Real Order of Democracy, and categorize the power into extractive power and development power. So do remember, C.B. Marperson categorized the power into extractive power and developmental power. Extractive power, in which the government use the coercion, violence, okay, so illegal way the violence. Say for example, the government trying to suppress or trying to eliminate any protest lead by the people, so using of the police, using military force, using the tear gas. So these are the example of extractive power or coercion or suppression. But on the other hand, developmental power, that government should be capable enough. Our institutions, say for example our election commission of India, say for example our the judiciary, okay, our educative, these institutions should be enhanced, or the most strengthened, that they are able to meet the requirement need of the people, okay, that is how developmental power, okay. So that is how capability and creative freedoms. And he critical to the western democracy, and it should follow the developmental model. So according to C.B. Marperson, the western democracy should follow the developmental model. Okay, right now western democracy, according to C.B. Marperson, follow a extractive model. Okay, that is not good. Okay, it is not good na. If people are protesting, people are violating, that you should use the means of police, the means of military powers. Say for example in USA right now, in different university, the Palestine people are protesting to stop the Israel Hamas war, but university authority using the police, using the the different means of violence to eliminate this protest. So that is not correct according to C.B. Marperson, that we should use the developmental power. So this is the thing. And loyal, the statement democracy is only an experiment in government, okay. So that can be asked, that democracy should be experiment, democracy should be like the feel, it's about the feeling, the day-to-day activity in the democratic country. So democracy is only an experiment in government, the loyal, okay. So guys, this is all about your the different concept with respect to democracy, statement, theory, and different things. So hope you able to uh, uh, find it interesting and learn so many things. But here there is a homework question for you. I am going to tell you that which is not a true about totalitarian democracy. Option A, power is to mobilize resources for individual benefit of the leader. There should be no institutionalized oppositions. Power should be reside in the single party leaderships. And option D, political thought made to correspond the theology. So what is the incorrect? You need to find that thing. And on this note, would like to end this lecture here. Thank you everyone for being part of this lecture. And if you like my effort, please subscribe our channel. Please like our channel. And thank you guys for being part of this. Thank you so much.